Guys, how you doing today? This is Life with Quinette. Do subscribe, like, share. Because the audio of this video was actually very low, I decided to do a voiceover. So I want you guys to go with me to the market. Let's do some runs, buy some things, and then come back and then cook together this Saturday. Thank you so very much. Please subscribe, share.
Do you know one of the things I don't like doing is going to the market on Saturdays? I know some of you can relate to what I'm saying. But yesterday I had several things that I was doing, and I think I finished early too, but I went straight to hubby's office so that we can get back together. I went there, and when we were coming back, I couldn't pick up things because it was quite late. And if you know our local market here, once it is 4 or so, you now anything you see you buy. You're not likely to get the very fresh ones. So that is that. So today, this is my first thing. I want to give a shout out to Sharon. I never thought I'll be doing vlog. It wasn't one of the things that I talked about. But I know I love doing vlogs, but shout out to her. Sha, if you're watching me, I want to say shout out to. I'm giving you the kudos because you made it happen. Okay. So I'm leaving my estate now. This is our estate and the road. You guys should forgive me. See how my car is bouncing from one side to another. It is what it is because this is Nigeria for life. Okay. Too many persons. What are they doing in the market?
Let the light shine in your heart. Come on, everybody.
And the recipe. Okay. Good evening. Inwe kanda. Mbao. Wala ngeche kwani ya yage. Ngwara si chana mkamu. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, because the gen was also on, I felt I needed to do a voiceover. I'm back from the market at this point and just changed and wore my bonnet. Please don't mind the bonnet. I don't know the problem with it. I don't know how to use it, or I wouldn't know, but I cannot leave my hair like that while I'm cooking so the attachment doesn't get into the food. So usually I like covering my head when I start to cook. All right. So this fresh water leaf, you know, that market was a village market, a local market, really. You know, people coming in from the village, coming out from the village rather. So I bought 2 heads, but it was expensive, really. It was 2 heads for 500 naira. I've never like bought water leaf that that expensive, but yeah, but that was what I bought because it was a Saturday as well. So I bought 2 heads. I bought vegetable. I don't know why that was missing. I bought vegetable. I didn't buy the quantity that would match the water leaf because the ones I saw were not so good. So I bought just 300. So I bought beef. I bought my mackerel roasted grilled fish or roasted fish, right? The kanda, that's from the cowtail, the periwinkle, yes, this is the mackerel I was talking about. I had also, not the ones I bought, I had flex because my husband does not like the head, that's stock fish head. So I usually buy flex. I don't think I showed that. I also have at home wild catfish locally called singe. That's my best fish. So these ones are also some of the things I bought from the market. I bought bell pepper. This bell pepper was for 500. Oh, can imagine the tomatoes that you're seeing, because I had blended tomato puree at home, so I just wanted to buy this one so I can use it to fry eggs at 600 naira. I had a little remnant of onions. I decided also to buy and add. Then, you know, at this point I was showing where I had washed the beef, just the beef, and then added my onion, was adding my thyme, my seasoning, and I think I added the flex here, yes, because the flex has to go with the beef so they can cook very well. I added also this thing, should I call them? Yes, I've already washed them neatly and cut it at this point. Then I'll close it up and allow it to cook without water. I usually don't add water to it so that you get a perfect taste. So I just add the seasoning. I just added the seasoning rather. Okay, I think I wasted a little time because I was struggling with think, with my phone and all that. Nobody was there to help, so I was battling so that my phone doesn't fall into the fire. Okay, so at this point, I was going to add, I think I added salt, and then my pepper mix, which I usually keep in the fridge. Yes, so okay, I added my crayfish, a mixture of crayfish and oporo. I love the taste. I don't like using crayfish alone, so I mix both and I use it for whatever food I'm cooking. The taste comes out perfectly. All right, so I'm going to be adding the pepper mix. This is a red pepper with shombo and onion. So I usually keep it in the fridge because it helps me a great lot. What did I say? Because it helps me a great deal, especially when I'm trying to make fast meals, and when you're on the move and you just want. So I usually like fill up my containers and keep it in the freezer just for a time like this, because of course I came back from the market quite late, so I needed things that are just here and there, pick them up and then finish up with what I was doing. Okay, now I've added the flakes. Flakes is more like it's kind of a stock fish, all right, but in flakes form, like in pieces form. I don't know if you can understand what I'm saying. Is a stockfish, and when you talk about stockfish, you have different. So this one is called. It's not the smelly ones. It's the very good ones. And when you're eating it, you only find out that the aroma is different, the taste is also different, and as you eat, you can feel bits and pieces of it inside the meal. At this point, I was using my wooden ton. I don't like using spoon because I'm also using non-stick pots. If you look at the pots already, it's almost looking white, because most times you tell people please don't use the strong sponge, the iron sponge, the other one, the white one, to wash your pot when you leave, because you cannot be there all the time. They will see you, so that's why you're seeing the white, so at this point I don't use it, because to make the food even to start burning, so I just use my wooden spoon to turn the whole thing. So now I've closed it up, allowing the water that will come out from the meat to also dry. This is already a washed water leaf. Okay, this is my properly washed and diced. Okay, this is the vegetable. This vegetable is 300 though. I tell you, 300 naira. I must not buy it. It's not that I've already bought so much of the water leaf, because if I had known, I would have just picked just a little, just one, maybe that of the 250, and then buy that of 300, because ordinarily the vegetable is supposed to be more than the water leaf, so that it can absorb the water. But when I saw the woman saying this is 300, she cannot. I just said give me only 300 naira. I didn't bother buying more. But I regretted it when I came home and I started cooking, and I realized that the water leaf was more than the distance. So at this point, the meat has released its water. Okay, and I'm still going to leave it to dry up. That will give your meat, will always give your meat the perfect taste. When you put your meat and then pour water, the taste is usually different. You might say it's tasty, yes, but okay, look at that now. It has dried up. Okay, the water has gone in, so I'll just pour a little water. I think I did not show that here. I poured water into this meat at this point, and then added my dry fish. That's my dry wild catfish, locally called singi. That's my best fish. So I didn't show that part, but I was trying to cut so that the video doesn't become too long. So at this point, I've poured in the water leaf. Something also happened here. I didn't know when I turned my phone So it was no longer in a horizontal form, it was now in vertical form. So please pardon me if you're watching and you got to this point and you saw this. It was a mistake and I couldn't cut out this part while editing. So now we've poured in our vegetable, pumpkin leaf or green vegetable, or ogo as we call it in the, is it in the east or in Nigeria? I wouldn't know. So I don't know what you guys call it, but locally call it ugu. So pumpkin leaf, or call it green vegetable, whatever you want to call it. Yes, so at this point I've added, and I usually like adding my periwinkle last because I don't want it to get overcooked in the heat. So I just like using the heat of the soup to cook the periwinkle, so it doesn't get, you know, too soft and mushy. No, I don't like it that way. So that's where we are at this point. At this point, we're almost concluding. The soup is getting ready. It's almost ready because I didn't even allow it to stay up to 1 minute, and I removed it from the fire. Okay, and then yeah, at this point also I added a little of my pepper mix too, just to get that freshness. Okay, like when you're eating you could feel a little of it, you know, so everything is not completely cooked in. So look at our soup. I mean, just look at this soup. It's so good. Okay, see the flakes, see the mackerel, the meat. This is just fish, but it's okay. I also like the fact that there's a little of water. I don't like when I cook. I've had that experience severally, and the soup is somehow completely dry. It's not my thing. I usually like, yeah. So at this point I've served. You can see that you have a little, it's not like water, it's not like it's just a liquid, a little thick liquid. Should I mean, that word, is it right? I don't know. Just somehow light, somehow thick, so if you mix it with the vegetable, you just enjoy it instead of eating it completely dry. Although I would have loved to add a little more of the vegetable, but it's just okay the way it is. And I had to serve it with this awesome fufu that you're looking here. This fufu is 1 million. No smell, no gumming, nothing, just beautiful the way it is. Thank you so very much, you guys, for coming, for staying with me. Remember to subscribe if you have not, share,